alley jerk off.
825 blow. 825 blow, grow up. 25 blow, Alibaba. Get ready. Log get ready. 35 was on that. 25 blow.
You want to blow me? What?
25 blow, grow up. Alibaba.
Blow me, man. What's wrong with this guy?
It's not 2.5 a blow no more. You hear him clearly telling you he's got to bump it up to 30 a blow, man. He's got to try to get he's got to go back to the goodie store now.
Get ready. Alibaba. 25 blow. Get ready. 25 blow. 35 was on that gando.
30 no Anji.
825 blow. You 12 years old? Or 75-year-old pedophile? 25 blowjobs! 25 blowjobs! One dog.
What, you want to blow me?
Nobody wants to blow me.
I'm fat now? Wait a minute, I thought I was skinny. Now I'm fat? Wait a minute, at first one guy says I'm 90 pounds, now I'm 350 pounds. Make up your mind. This shit is too funny, man.
825 blow.
This is too funny. One guy says I'm skinny.
Alibaba.
Alright, I know you dollar vans and taxis don't need to look at your clock to know it's 5:37 in the PM on channel 37. Country, where you at? Country, what's your 20, country? Hey, country, I don't care what form it comes, country. Country, I don't care what form it comes. It's a dub, man. It's a dub either way. I'm back to 1-9. Truth and justice.
I'll be back, man. I'll be back. Watch. Even when I leave the radio, they're still stroking me, man. These guys, all they can do is jerk me off out there. They're all on my Bozak. I'll be right back, though. Gotta get some iced tea.
25 blow.
No, man, you know if he don't hear Richie, he ain't coming back. You know if he don't hear Richie out here, he ain't coming back. Let's see how long it takes him to go across that studio room to get the iced tea. But at least he's coming clean to y'all. He's telling you it ain't 2.5 a blow no more. He got to bump it up to 30, man. He needs to go back to the goodie store. Hey, Danny boy, I heard you out there in the mix, Danny boy. You're a sound king in Brooklyn's club. Hey, Danny, you can't be mud ducking it that bad. You got that screaming little whining crying monkey trying to get in there with you. Hey, Danny boy, you ain't mud ducking that bad. You got old Slim Fast trying to get in the gate with your Richie Club.
Yeah, copy that there. Come here with you, man. No doubt. Hey, dog, man. I'm making my way across town, man. I'll be out there a little bit, dog.
Alright, well, hurry up, man. Get into Midtown and Lower East Side already. 2.5 a blow, need a crutch, man. He ain't got one of those 3-8 block away in the air base stations to, hold his hand, so he went to get a cup of iced tea, man. I'm going to sit back with my feet up and see how long it takes him to come back. Oh, your most talked about, most envied and feared man on and off the mic till you can see a Utica Avenue video that'll prove to you otherwise.
I'm going to Brooklyn, man. I'm going to knock on your back door, put your ass back in the kennel, mud. I'll put that muzzle on you, mud.
Listen, just because I came clean and told you that my good buddy Eddie didn't say that, don't mean I wasn't standing there one day and heard him saying in his voice, Richie, punch this motherfucker in the eye.
Punch him in the eye. Hey, you heard that?
Listen, I'm telling you straight up. The man never ever told me to punch anybody in their eye while he was living. So how the hell did I hear his voice say, yo, Richie punched this motherfucker in the eye? You know, Eddie, yeah. Second son has its perks.
Hey, dog, you had this split yet?
I'm in the process. I'm waiting for 2-5 a blow to come back till I can start blowing it. I'm going to smoke it while I'm listening to him, and then I'm going to smoke him like the next one. But even after you tell him Richie's taking you clear out, he hears me on the key and he's going to start telling you his life story and swear it's being heard. My apologies, Crazy Eddie. He's got a 3-block away in the air base. Alcone is out here. It's going to be a funny crunch moment. Hey, Alcone, I'm going to sit back and wait for your master to come back. Oh no, Alcone. Alcone, I'm sorry, but I've seen and heard otherwise with my own eyes and ears. Your master will be back and I'm not it.
I'm my own master. You are master. I'm my own master. I'm not my master. I'm my own master.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to throw the skip lingo in there. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me.
What's going on, Alcone?
Richie said you are my master.
Well, don't let Richie try to manipulate you. See that?
Yo, listen to how happy he is, how smiley his face is now that he's got somebody in his receive that is 25 dBs or better. And he could actually sing them a song and they're hearing it. This is going to get funny. You know what? I'm going to sit back on my ass and finish roasting his blood.
From the lower deck cannot be manipulated by a crackhead. See, we're individuals. That's why Richie don't like us, because we don't fall for his bullshit.
But see, everybody listening to our voices out here met Richie and know he's anything but your crackhead buddy. That's what makes it beautiful. I'm back in the cut.
See, Richie has what's called dick lickers. Richie likes people to jump in front of him because Richie's a coward. He tried to turn you against me. He tried to turn you against me. He tried to turn a few people, but we're not stupid. We don't fall for his bullshit. We know Richie's a little manipulating, instigating little junkie. And no one, unless you're stupid like him, you're not gonna fall for his bullshit.
Hey, Mr. Enforcer, can you hear me all right? Can you hear me clearly? Because, you know, I don't want to say that I'm manipulating you. Can you hear me all right? Can you hear what I'm saying clearly? That you will not be manipulated? You know what? Mr. Enforcer 2-5 and below got to be the only cat in the tri-state area that cannot hear my radio clearly. Mr. Enforcer, can you hear my radio clearly? Man, listen. It's about truth and justice, and the truth is the boy's a fag. I mean, you know, I want to know, Mr. Enforcer, can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. Someone said crush.
All right, well, since you can't hear me, then let me ask the public a question, because I know you're not going to answer the question. What do you call another man that is calling up another man on a telephone to beat up another man? What do you call that? Mr. Enforcer, I don't want to manipulate the public. I'm trying to, show them how your brain thinks and works. What do you call a man that is on the phone calling another man to beat Richie up? What do you call that man? I'm sorry, tri-state area. I guess mine and Enforcer's definition of coward is just two different things. I'm back in my quiet chair. He's all yours, public. Alcone, I give your master back to you.
I am my own master. I never got no master. I am my own master. I show you.
Alcone, don't even respond to him. Don't even pay him any mind. The guy's an arrogant little asshole. I want to know why you didn't respond to him. You don't have to be manipulated by him. you're your own boss. You're your own man. That's all that matters. Don't let Richie try to manipulate you.
Somebody's talking to him and he's ignoring them. Look at this! The king! He's in his coward mode. Don't talk to him.
I never knew I called people up to beat you up. That's the first time I heard this. When did I go on the phone to call someone up to beat you up? This is new to me. Is this another one of your lies? What drugs were you taking when you made this one up?
Well, it's actually news to the whole public out here, because Richie simply asked you, what do you call another man that calls another man on the phone to beat Richie up? I don't think the public heard my radio unclear say that you did this. I guess since you cannot hear my radio, you did not understand the question. But seeing as you're making a point to it now, I'm going to ask you again. What do you call a man who calls another man on the phone to beat Richie up?
Well, what are you inferring?
I'm asking a simple question. I am not inferring anything. I'm not implicating anything. I am asking a simple question. What do you call, Mr. Truth and Justice, a man who calls another man on the telephone to beat the crackhead up? What do you call that?
I don't know what you're trying to get at. I don't know what you're inferring, but the question and the answer are irrelevant. The point of the matter is you like to manipulate people. You like to have people jump in front of you because when they see you in person, they basically get humbled. They look at you, and Richie, you know you're mentally disturbed. All joking aside, let's put all the shit on the side. You know you are mentally disturbed. You're 730, all right? You have severe psychological issues. I know you're not taking your meds because if you were, you wouldn't be making up all these stories and all these claims of who you are. And we all know you're not a cop. You never were a cop. We all know you went to jail for 5 years for putting Debbie in a coma. These are facts. We know you like making videos of children and commenting on their body parts. That's what you call a pedophile. See, these are facts, all right? You're not no king of New York. You're not marrying Sade. You're not inheriting $24 million like you claim they owe you. Richie, you got to come clean. See, once you come clean, you feel better about yourself, dog.
Hold on. Let me clear this up right now. I repeat, let me clear this up right now. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me $24 million in change. I personally own it. I just can't put my hands on it. Nobody owes me anything, bitch. That's what I made. That's my salaries. Actually, I can't lie. Only about $6 million of that comes down to salaries. The 20-something was a real estate deal. I purchased a piece of land in upstate New York when I was 13 years old. It was on the women's prison in Chester, New York. Not Chesterborough, New Jersey, because I don't want to enforce it getting it twisted. I purchased a piece of land from the Douglas family, you know, Micah Kirk Douglas. They owned the big prison complex up there in Chester, New York, the women's prison. Well, I purchased a piece of that land. It was a little under an acre. I got it for $1,370, I think it was 6 or 7. It sold in 91 for 20-something million, Mr. Enforcer. So nobody owes me a motherfucking thing. But now let's get back to truth and justice here. All these things you're saying come from my video gates. So I'm going to ask you again, since you're very unclear of the question, and I'm going to make it as easy as I can in layman terms. Mr. Enforcer, what do you call your good buddy who's got to call up one of his other good buddies to try to beat your cracky, your boy up over here? Because you know what? If that is not the true definition of a coward, I don't know what is. Now, you make this reference again now, like you made it in your video gate this morning, that, you know, when you walk up on me, I humble you. Would you care to tell the public when you personally walked up on Richie? I want to hear this. Now, I'm not saying you did this. I'm not manipulating them. I'm not changing the words. In case you're confused, hit rewind. It's 1527 in your New York City video gate, and I'm going to let Mr. 250 tell all the truth and justice.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth? Are you finishing with the truth, the whole piece God?
Mr. Enforcer, like you say, you're under oath, sir. Speak clearly into the mic. I'm going to ask the question again. Let's see if the whole world around you could understand it. What do you call a man that calls up the next man on the telephone to beat up the next man? What is that man in your mind? Let me hear, queer boy.
I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't know any situation like that exists.
Mr. Enforcer, I'm not talking about a situation that exists. Let's say I'm asking you a hypothetical situation. You ready? If I got on the phone right now and called somebody else to beat your ass up, what would I be?
A bully, a bully.
You be what you are.
Okay, and what is that, sir?
You be what you are, Richie. Because you call plenty of people up on me. Right? You do it all the time.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, I'm glad you're almost in tears over there. I'm now back quiet.
What happened to your signal, man? I lost you.
Check for a radio check.
Where's your signal?
Go ahead, radio check.
Radio check, loud and clear.
Anybody tell me I'm not from the New York area? Is the Verrazano Bridge and Goppels Bridge okay for a 13.6 truck?
Yo, truck drivers, Verrazano and Gothels good for 13.6 or what?
13.6, yeah.
It's 13.6, Richie. All bridges are 13.6.
Well, I'm not sure about the Gothels, but I'm pretty sure she's truck safe on the Verrazano, I believe.
10-4, copy on the Verrazano, thanks.
You're welcome, dear. Pistol grip, your hole in the wall, non-Crooklyn, Brooklyn, CB shop. Pistol grip, 127, Richie clear. All right,
You forgot to press the PTT for your amp.
oh no, I didn't. I control my equipment precisely well, the way I want, not the way you would like to imply a situation that don't exist. Well, let's get back to the issue of point here. I'm going to ask you in layman's terms so you understand. Mr. Enforcer, what would I be if I called somebody up on the telephone and said, yo, I need you to beat 2-5 a blow-up? What would that make me?
Why do you use my terminology in layman's term? Why do you got to repeat everything I say?
Mr. Enforcer, don't try to claim that as your own. I've been saying that out here while I'm explaining CB and technical shit and other things to these cocksuckers for years before you even keyed up, man. At least two of them. Go back to my Donnie Brasco and Richie Radio. Let's get off that point. Let's get back to the issue at hand. Mr. Enforcer, what would I be? What would I be, in all interest of truth and justice, if I did something out of the fucking crazy and called up a bad girl and I said I need you to be 2-5 and blow up? I want to know in your fag, queer, LES, non-punked, walked up on me brain, Mr. Enforcer, what would that make me? That's all I want to know. I know you're worried about what you're about to say. I know you don't know any situation. We're not talking about a situation. We're asking a question. So I'll ask the question again. What would I be if I called up Al Cone and said, Al Cone, I need you to beat up 2-5 a blow? What would that make me, bro?
I don't respond to hypothetical questions. Put it that way.
I'm doing that so it'll help you understand the question you are avoiding at all costs in the interest of truth and justice to answer. I guess in your homo brain, calling up the next man to beat up another man is perfectly alright and acceptable in your homo world. But nevertheless, I'm going to get back quiet and let the video gate rock on. 1941 as I go.
No one cares, Richie. No one really cares.
Well, I'll tell you what. It makes me want to care when I hear you tell the public in your video gate this morning what happened when you walked up on me, that I humbled you, that you're not Enforcer 250 no more, and you forgot about your Kevlar glove and your tap on the shoulder. That's it. And I find this hard to believe because most of the people you're out here talking to and that are listening and running around in these mobiles and on these bases, a little over 80% of them have met me. And you don't hear them out here calling me a crackhead or backing you up that I'm fucking up radios out here now, do you? And out of that 80%, I'd say a little more than half of that already done business with me. Now I'm back in my quiet chair.
You know why they don't tell you? Because they feel sorry for you. They pity you. All right? That's why they don't tell you what you are, what you really are, and you're basically just a loser. People feel bad for you. I mean, that's the case. If you see a homeless person on the street begging, you're not going to put them down and say, you fucking loser, get a life, get a job. No, you feel bad for the person. You go into your world and give them $1. That's what they do to you.
Out of this bullshit. Stop it.
Hey, it's all in the interest of truth and justice out here, man. The man's out here every day saying he's going to make Channel 19 great again. Well, I'm waiting for you guys to teach and show him how. The King of New York is back. Wow.
It's basically your charity case. Hey, what's going on? You still got that plunger?
I still got the plunger.
You still breaking teeth with the rubber part?
I'm breaking teeth out.
Well, you can't break out Richie's teeth. He doesn't have any.
I can't say because I've never seen a picture of him.
You don't want to. You ever see the Addams Family? You remember Uncle Fester?
Yeah, I love Uncle Fester though.
Well, then you'll love Richie then. Where's Blazer, man?
What's happening, Bobcat? Where you at?
I'll be back.
No, you won't. Embarrassment got you depleted. We ain't gonna hear to you till the morning.
I actually got to go to the kitchen. I have a kitchen. I have a full, how can I say, a full functional apartment with many rooms, Richie. I don't have to go upstairs because I don't have a stove or toilet. I have a large apartment, Richie. That's why I pay the rent that I pay, and I'm very happy to. I don't have to knock on the door so I can use the bathroom. I don't have to do none of that, Richard. I have my own facilities there. Everything I need, it's at my disposal.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, I have all that too, and I am happy for you. I have all that too, and I do not have a wire out my balcony. I have a base antenna. But you go right ahead, and we're going to wait for you to come back like you told the public. I'm going to grab the L over here, kick my feet back up, relight it, and wait for you to come back. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you key up the mic and talk to me, then you can't do what it is you really need to do and come back. So, hurry up and get to do what it is you're doing and hurry up back, okay? I didn't lie a stutter 4 years ago when I said once you start and I deemed it started, I'm never going to stop, and it will only end one way. Unless I've been demonstrating something different, you listeners are really fucked up in the head. I get it. Half of you are not educated where you did not understand the ramification of the statement. Once you started and I deem it started, I'm never going to stop. And it will only end one way and one way only. I know, ramification sucks. So do the uneducated who don't understand what that word means. guy and the scumbag out here where they're tired, because I can recall 3 to 6 months of me eloquently and elegantly, politely explaining just this, man. Don't, stop it, man. Don't start that. Don't even try that. Don't start it. So unless y'all are trying to forget that Richie spent the first couple of months on the bandwagon letting you know the prosperous possibilities of tomorrow, well, hey, man, maybe I am the fucked up one out here. Maybe I'm the one suffering from ADD, or maybe I do not understand the ramification of my statements or the chain of events or the elements involved in the ongoing today at this moment situation. I don't know. And you know what? Let me go back here and smoke a joint where I can forget about all this reality.
I said you took the whole Yeah, you're the guy that's been making $4,000 a job.
I'm back. What'd I miss?
Hey,
What'd I miss out here? This bitch is still talking about me?
He's totally avoiding you that you're calling him. He's not trying to talk to you. But I'm going to sit back with my feet up and see what kind of truth and justice he's going to try to spin out now without the manipulation. When his educated, half-educated brain goes on, I'll ask him some intelligent, easy to understand, and lower than layman's terms, vocabulary questions. The King of New York is clear.
I gotta admit, Richard, you're learning, man. You're taking my words, you're learning.
The only thing I learned in 4 years is that I never did to anybody on radio what I've done to you, and I never thought my school teacher's license and Joey's training was ever going to pay off this money. The King of New York is back.
He's got a school teacher's license, don't forget that. At the age of 11, Richard V. Caprano was granted a teacher's certificate to teach. Don't forget that. That's on his resume.
And Mr. Enforcer, that 12-year-old kid on the front page of the newspaper who was in college, am I clear to understand that child did not take that test and pass it? That's why he's in. So what if I was at a young age and I took a certain exam? If I passed that exam, I get whatever certificate of license goes with it. Am I clear or not clear to understand that this is the law and the way it is in the US of A?
Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct.
Okay, so is it clear and safe for me to stay? Are you clear to understand that if I took a teacher's test at 12 years old and passed it, would they issue me a teacher's license?
Yes, sir. If you're a young genius, absolutely.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, you know what? I don't want to ever remind anybody that I'm the one that took that test at 12. I'd rather hear your version of it. Richie's clear.
I apologize. I'm off by 1 year. You were 12 years old, not 11. So am I clear to understand, sir? At 12 years old, you took an exam so you were granted, or so you can receive a teaching certificate. Am I clear to understand, sir?
No, sir. I never took any test with the notion that I'm going to receive something. I was asked to take a test, and when I passed it, I got a surprise. So, no, I never went into taking that test with any gain or any benefit to me. I just was told it was a test. You're taking a test, that's it. And that's that. And I took it. Lo and behold. But hey, Mr. Enforcer, you are clear to understand anything it is you want to be clear to understand. You are free to manipulate my words or the United States facts, laws, and policies and procedures in any way, shape, or form. Richie's clear.
Oh, if you can...
So what year, what age did you learn to rip on people's throat that opposed you? I'm sure inquiring minds, when did you learn the Eagle Corps?
Mr. Enforcer. Enforcer, you've been claiming since I exposed you and brought you to a nervous breakdown, I brought you to tears in multiple videos. You want to make implications that you're on the job. You're telling the world out here that you're a lawman and a cop. Am I clear to understand this is what you are implying to the public? Or am I clear to understand that you are in no way, in any shape or form, a law enforcement agent?
Am I clear to understand you are mentally psychotic?
You are very clear to understand that if you were any kind of law enforcement official or agent, you'd have no problem getting the DD5s on that day, and you'd have no problem contacting the other 3 injured officers on that scene to find out what happened. Richie, I'm sorry, we are in the Enforcer 250's court of law, and I now rest my case.
You feel better now, Richard? That you let it off you got it off? You feel better, man? You're talking a whole lot, man, but you're not listening. I keep telling you, you gotta listen. If you want to learn, if you want to be a wise man one day, you have to learn. You talk too much, man. That's your problem. Your mouth is engaged before your brain is. You need to listen. Sit back and learn. There's a lot to be taught, and there's a lot to absorb if you only take that opportunity to sit back and listen.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, what I am giving the listeners out here who do sit back and listen, I am teaching them very finely that when you open a door, I am going to slam it right on your nose and lips. And any and every door you try to open, I am going to do my best to make sure it slams in your face and leaves a mark at the top of your forehead. Now, maybe I got this whole thing messed up. Maybe the Big Money Here playlist on YouTube, maybe the video gates you say don't lie, capture and hold more justified truths than I ever promised them. But hey, man, I never promised them a rose garden. I just promised them better sounding and better working and more efficient base and mobile systems. The King of New York is back in my quiet chair.
You feel better now, Richard?
No, I'm going to feel better when I know that you're not out here to key up to me and that you have a radio following and a fan of public out here, that you have some other people you could talk to out here. I'm going to sit back and try to see who they are.
Are you feeling better now, Richard? You got it off your back? You don't have to be honest with me or the public, but you need to be honest with yourself.
Hey, man, I'm as honest to the public as I can. I didn't tell them I went over the house to the street in front of your 20 and made fucking sidewalk videos. You, however, told them you made multiple videos on Utica Avenue. When they ask you where they are, you tell them seek and they shall find. That's not a provider of justified truth or truth or justice. Richie's back in my quiet chair. This fucking junkie's all yours, Tri-State. Utilize it and abuse it. Use it how you choose to. I don't like blowing my quick buzzes, man, you know what I'm saying? Because talking is like munchies and eating, you know what I mean? I mean, a pothead could stay thin because he'll go on a babble. You know, once he starts eating his pot away, he gets, you know how they get, like the Buddha belly statue. But anyway, let me get back quiet over here because I like to put myself in space so I could avoid hearing this reality I am out here hearing.
Are you feeling better that you got it off your back, Richard?
Mr. Enforcer's worried about how I'm feeling. I can hear the embarrassment in his voice that he wants to talk to nobody out here or answer any of their questions. So I'm going to get back quiet and revel in that piece of truth and justice.
Okay, Richard. You're feeling embarrassed. I understand. Careful. But if you come clean, you really feel good about yourself. That's what you need to do. Don't worry about what I think or feel about you. You need to come clean. You need to come within terms of yourself. You really need to open that inner spirit, that inner body. You need to connect to your inner child, man. You need to identify with yourself.
Well, you know, Mr. Enforcer, you want me to connect with my inner child. If I did, that make me a kid. And, you know, I don't mess with kids. That would make me a pedophile. But nevertheless, you say you would like me to come clean. So let me, you know, in layman's terms, let's understand Mr. Enforcer's definition of come clean. Without 90 different stories and one moral to the point, what is it you would like me to come clean about?
I mean, where do I start? It's so abundant. I don't even know where to start.
Well, you know what? You're out here running your mouth 24/7 like you got a whole list of them. I'll say the question again. Just give me one.
Okay, what do you got? So, am I clear to understand you're an official law man? I don't care from what branch of government, whether it be federal, state, or city. You're claiming to have 4 badges, that you're an official agent, you're an official law enforcement official. Am I clear to understand, sir? And speak clear and coherently.
Mr. Enforcer, I will speak as clear and coherently as I can, man. I am a suspended without pay NYPD law enforcement officer, Central Intelligence agent, Department of Defense Special Op, and the United States Capitol Police Department Chief Detective. So yes, Mr. Enforcer, I do possess multiple credentials from the mentioned agencies. At the current moment, I am suspended without pay. At the current moment, do I have those 4 ID cards with my picture on it to pull out on you? At the current moment, I do not. Am I suspended without pay for a long time? Yes, I am. Can I be fired like the rest of those clowns that get suspended because they can't be water killed? No. Why? Because I have a presidential appointment securing my job. Now, did I elaborate? Did I explain in detail finally for you to clearly understand the ramification of everything I just stated?
All right. Who presented this presidential appointment?
All right, he's all yours, guys. You can feel free to answer any one of his next questions based on my statement. I'm going out back now.
Under what presidential administration were you granted a presidential appointment, sir?
Well, you know, Mr. Law Enforcement Man, like you've been told, or at least you wish you've been told, that's on a need-to-know basis, and you ain't got that kind of clearance or any need-to-know. Richie's Club.
I know all about it. So you don't wish to indulge the public's curiosity. Am I clear to understand that, sir?
Mr. 25 Below, your girlfriend Johnny Iron Maiden's trying to get to you desperately. Please do not remind him that I step all over him even without my box, because he's trying to paint a picture for you out there, and you just can't hear him. Hold on, let me shut this. Please let Johnny know even with his best watch, you still can't hear him. I'm out of here.
He's believing his own delusions. He's getting real bad now. Hey, Iron Man, he's got 4 badges, man. That guy is really a scary guy. Richie V. Caprano got 4 badges.
I should hope nobody is ever afraid of me, because protect and serve is the name of my game. I never promised you I was going to serve you up truth, but it so eloquently falls into my hands.
Under what administration? Come on, you gotta complain, Richard. You can at least give us that. Under what administration were you granted an appointment? Come on, we want to know. What administration granted Richie V. Caprano a presidential appointment? That's all I'm going to ask you. None of them. He's full of shit. He believes his own fucking lies. He's insane. He is. He's totally psychotic, man. I got presidential credentials. Yeah, I'm an FBI agent. I got a badge from the CIA, too.
Not yet, man. Not yet. Not FBI cred yet. They got the wrong leadership. Inevitably. They can't stop the inevitable, Richie. Inevitably and eventually, the FBI will have me, man. But right now, they got the wrong leadership and the wrong director.
Hey, Richie, stop it. You're giving me agina. Rich, when are you going to get these credentials before the McDonald's? Hey, Richie, your boyfriend's on YouTube Live if you want to give him a shot. He's in Pennsylvania. When you go there to beg for change, maybe you'll get them over there. Watch out, man. Richie got 4 badges, man. He's a scary cat.
Well, that's how all the junior FBI agents start out. They start out panhandling in front of McDonald's.
He went from CIA to DOD to Chief of Police in Washington, D.C. What was the other one? CIA, FBI, NYPD. Man, that guy got a lot of credentials. Holy shit, he's better than Columbo.
Yeah, right? He lies up.
Oh, yes, people smell, that's right.
Richie.
About that.
And Sade lets all this happen?
Oh, Sade loves it, man. She loves a man that... Sade loves a man that has all these abilities. That's right, man.
Richie!
That's why he calls himself the king of the
Yeah, come on.
credentials.
Why don't you tell the guys you want to spy, man?
Nothing. I ain't gotta tell them nothing, man. I just like listening to them cry. Envy, baby. Envy that. Swallow that. Just like every cop out here gotta swallow the facts and the ramifications of what I say. Yeah, Richie's the bad cop because Richie makes internal affairs look fucking timid.
Fucking sicky Thompson. Hey, Enforcer, you got a copy?
I think he's cooler and calmer when he's fucking stoned, man. When he's
Enforcer 254, you got a copy?
not less, fucking
So
little.
Richie writes out the historical facts. He's a supplement, man.
Sit back and relax.
Enforcer.
Yeah, Richie, my friend understand you're a cervical kind of cop. Well, we all know you're a rat, but damn, when you're on the job, you ratted your own
Enjoy.
I didn't know Richie would do that.
Enforcer.
Hey, Mr. Enforcer, you're real clear to understand that the blue line does not exist in my world. I work one side of that line. Your cocksucker ass get caught on the other side, you better hope it's me you're not running smack dab into, bitch. Oh, and that's the meaning of an oath.
So, hey, Richard, when I show you my credentials, do you have authority over me? Am I clear to understand that, sir?
That's what you sound like, a crying bitch. 254, you got a copy?
Go ahead, Big C.
Richie never tell you he was an international spy? He said he used to be an international spy.
Is this true, Richard? Were you also an international spy? Am I clear to understand that, sir?
Spy? Fucking KGB? Fucking, oh, man. Damn, dog, you wore a lot of hats, man.
Hey, Eddie, man. That's a dangerous man. Watch out for Richie V. Cappy, man. He's a dangerous man. He's a mean man.
Richie, I gotta keep my eyes on you, man.
You have to be careful there, Big C.
All eyes usually are on me, baby. Even the sky eyes.
That's why he's the king of New York. Don't mess with Richard. Hey, Richard, I think